Hello, my dear friends. Minerva's Jai Kumar here. How are you doing? So, guys, thank you so much for all your love for my motivational podcast. I'm very happy that it's actually helping you. So, specifically, some of you had asked me for a video on this for this May examination. So, you asked me to give you some important pointers. So, I thought I'll just come here and talk about a few important pointers. 7 most important things that you need to keep in mind before the examination that you're going to write very, very soon. First important point is how important is your sleep cycle during the next 2 weeks till the conclusion of the examination, and what about food as well. So my dear friends, let me tell you that you need minimum 6 to 8 hours of sleep. If you are a person who is a light sleeper, then 6 hours. Or if you're a person who always used to sleep well, then 8 hours of sleep is required, especially one day before the exam, each exam. Do not stretch too much at night, especially the night before the exam. As I told you, your mind needs to be at your best. The mind needs to function. Those 3 hours of rigorous practice is needed. So you'll obviously have to select the questions, those 15 minutes that you would want to answer, and then entire 3 hours is very, very important for you. So for that, really adequate sleep is important. That is the main mistake I did. I told you in the previous podcast also that I did not sleep well. So actually it was a problem. So kindly, please ensure that you sleep well one day before the exam, throughout the entire next 2 weeks as well, but especially the day before the exam, my dear friends. And even your food cycle should align with the days of the examination. Exam is from 2 to 5. So please ensure that you have food before going to the examination hall, before you leave to the exam center, obviously. So once you reach there, ensure you are not hungry during the exam. Carry a lot of couple of water bottles. It will really help you. So that's how it is. So you need to ensure that your sleep cycle and your food cycles are aligned. And as far as food is concerned, please stick to home cooked food. Do not go adventurous now and go on foodie trips across wherever you're staying. It may impact your health as well. So stick to home cooked food, whatever you like, but please eat. Please eat. Do not skip meals. Very, very important. That was point number 1. Point number 2, these are some common points that you know, but very important because we tend to forget this. Check on certain basic things. First is, of course, stationery. Calculator should be working condition, and also try to carry one extra calculator because you can't borrow the calculator there, right? So please carry 2 calculators. Both should be working, right? Please test it. Of course, your admit card and your photo, signature, everything you need to check on your admission card. If it's not there, of course, you should take a signature from a CA in practice. Check where your exam center is. Please plan to reach there on time if possible. If possible, you can go and visit there a couple of days before the exam just to see where it is. And if they allow you inside, you can go check your room also. I did that. It actually helped me. How to reach, what to reach, especially if you have never reached that place, you never know that place. It's some random college that they have given you. I would suggest you to just visit there once if possible. Otherwise, on that day, at least the first day of the examination, please try to reach there. How to reach, what to reach. These are all very small points, but very important, because on the day of the exam, our mind may freeze, and these things we may not be able to manage. And one day before the exam itself, my dear friends, please ensure that you keep everything in your bag, whatever you want, your books, your pencils, your pens, and your calculator, everything. Admit card, very, very important, my dear friends. And also there, check the desk also once you go there, because if it's shaking, etc., we have to write, right? And if it's shaking, then it will be, first of all, our handwriting is amazing. On top of that, if all these things happen, you can shift to another bench if it's really in a bad condition. So please see how to reach. Whether you have your own vehicle or you don't want to ride, your mind is numb, whatever. All these are small factors, but very, very important, my dear friends. Keep in mind. So 2 things done. Third one, how to prepare one day before the examination, right? In each subject. So for practical subjects, all you need to do is you need to have this important formula, important pointers, revision notes, everything should be there one place. And let me talk a little bit about my subjects, law, that is paper 4 and paper 60. For paper 4 and generally in theory subjects in general, for paper 4, my dear friends, you need to have a revision material, right? You need to have a revision material one day before the exam. Those of you who have bought my summary book, just blindly follow the summary book. And I've already released a marathon video. 2 videos are there. Please watch them. Please watch them at 1.8x, 1.5x, 2x, whatever you want, or go to the timestamp and just check on those relevant topics that you want revision. So please do that. So the day you come back from the examination, the previous examination, take some rest, couple of hours, take some rest. It's okay. Or do what you feel like doing, but do not study. At least 1 or 2 hours, just keep your mind calm, and then you can pick it up, right? So 1.5 days you have, and on the day of the exam also you have a little bit. I'll tell you more about that. So for my law, the summary book, slog over summary book is more than sufficient, along with a marathon video. Let's say you don't have the summary book, it's okay. You'll have some revision material, some author's textbook, something. So it's okay. Pick that up, and you'll have your own running notes, maybe pick that up along with the marathon video. That should be good enough. Then similar way you can follow for all other theory subjects as well. For paper 6 predominantly, I can only speak about paper 6D. Take all the materials which you want to carry. Those of you who are my students, my 3 books are more than sufficient. So many of the students have taken, most of the students have taken it and have scored 75, 80 plus. So 3 materials are more than sufficient. Those of you who are my students who opted for my paper 60. Those of you are not, then you can pick up any faculty's material that you have bought, or you can pick up the institute material and go there, right? That's how it is. Very, very simple. That's what it is. And on the day of the examination, it depends. If you are a person who would like to revise, you can revise, no problem. There are some other people also who have thought that they do not, whatever they study on that day, they cannot grasp. So what they do is they take a complete break. So that day, do not study at all in the morning. You can, that the day of the exam I'm talking about, right? Till 2 o'clock you have time. It depends on your mindset. If you are a person who cannot sit idle, then please definitely revise. If you are a person who gets more tense reading at the last minute, you have to analyze yourself. So what you have to do is you can just chill that particular day. It is imperative to take your mind off also, give your mind some rest, right? Because that set of people believe that what you cannot do, what you did not do in 3 months, you cannot do magically in 3 hours. That's there. But if you are a person like me, I was a person who always wanted to study till the last minute. So it depends on what kind of a person you are. If it tenses you more, then don't do it. But if it is you're okay with it, like me, that I was that kind of a guy, then it's fine. But it's up to you. It's not one size fits all attitude. It's up to you guys. That's all you should do, right? 3 points. And 4th point, what mindset should I have if a particular exam gets very tough and I do not do well in that exam? So first paper FR, I don't do well. SFM, I don't do well. Law, I don't do well. What to do? Think about the next paper. How to stay focused? Should I give up, or should I feel that, okay, anyway, the future is gone? No. So guys, when I was writing my exam, I released a motivational podcast in 2020. The last podcast, the last audio clip was about my life itself. When I went for the FR thing, I just went blank. 40 minutes, I was just sitting in the front of the paper and I didn't know what to write. I wrote only for almost around 45 marks, my dear friends, and I just got 42. I'm not joking, right? And after that exam, I just went to a park and I just sat there. I knew that I'll flunk that particular attempt. I don't know. I just, for 2 hours, I was just sitting in the park, right? My dad, my mom were very worried, messaging me, where are you? And all those things. It was classically that whatever you see in those movies, no, same thing happened. Then I came back home and like, okay, anyway, exam is gone. Then actually the pressure was off. Anyway, exam is gone. If I've written for 46 or 47, I will never pass. So then I just studied the other subjects and went and, wrote the exam. And before the next, this was May 2012, before the next attempt, I already started studying also. So May the exam got over, June, I started studying for the next attempt. Results came. On the day of the results, I didn't see the results only. Last around 8 p.m., 9 p.m., I just simply opened the phone and I checked and only saw 2 things, PASS, right? So guys, it happens. So please do not be like me and just go to some park and sit on all those things. There is nothing you can do if a particular exam doesn't go well. It is over. You cannot cry over spilt milk. Start thinking about the next paper. Assume, let's say you get a 40 in a bad paper, it's okay. You can still score 60 in the other one and make it up, right? That's the best you can do. Remember, if the exam is tough for you, despite preparing really well, it would have been tough for others also. If papers are very too tough, so tough, sometimes ICI also will consider giving, not grace marks, but I would say they would consider how they would evaluate all those things. So it has happened in the past also. Don't worry. If it is tough, it will be tough for everybody, assuming that you have studied. So that should be the mindset that you should have. before, I mean, if a particular exam doesn't go well. So don't think too much about it, guys. See, I also actually didn't think about it only. There was no pressure. Next exam I wrote, I just went and wrote and I passed. It's all because of the previous efforts. So magically, I cannot go there, show up to the examination and write. It was all because of the past efforts. So if you put efforts, my dear friends, it will really, give you, it will bear fruits for sure. So that was the fourth point that I want to discuss. Fifth point, how to handle this fear of failure despite good preparation. So if you have faith, you may believe in God, you may not believe in God, you may believe in some higher power, whatever. If you believe in God, have faith in God, you're prepared well, so assume things will go well. If you do not have belief in God also, then it's okay. Then you need to believe in yourself, you need to believe in whatever you believe in, right? You have worked hard till now. As I always tell in Bhagavad Gita also, it's written, please concentrate on your efforts and not on the outcome, right? So ultimately, don't let this fear take over you. Because of this anxiety and nervousness, actually, even if you are really prepared, this anxiety will kill you. So it's not a war, right? Your life is not at stake literally, figuratively maybe, but literally your life is not at stake. Do not worry. Try not to have that fear. You can say, sir, it's easier said than done. Guys, even I was fearful, I also got nervous, but the thing is, you should really try. So meditate if need be. That also matters a lot. 5 points done. Sixth point, how health conscious should I be in the next 1 month because of COVID and all these things. So kindly avoid eating outside, guys. A lot of stuff happening outside, all these viruses, bacteria. Kindly avoid, please. Once in a week, maybe if you want a cheat meal, you can ask your parents to do a nice cheat meal for you at home. Try to avoid outside food, and of course take all the precautions with respect to COVID, all these things, all that, mask up and use sanitizer, etc. I'm sure you know all that. A lot of my students also, generally fall ill on the day of the exam and their preparation went for a toss. When I spoke to them, they said, no sir, last week I had gone here, this week I met some friends. Leave all that and just concentrate on the examination. Ensure that you please have food that doesn't affect your health for the next 1 month. Avoid junk food, avoid deep fried stuff, because it obviously makes you lethargic. Physical and mental health both are extremely important at this point of time. Last point, mindset during the 3 hours of the exam. What all should I do? Basically, guys, the first 15 minutes are most crucial. So you need to choose the best questions that you will have to write. Of course, just think that it is like 3 hours paper into 8 papers, 24 hours. This 24 hours will decide your future. So you need to give the best in those 24 hours. Of course, you should take adequate breaks, stay away from social media, and having a notion that you'll just go through the material and just you will pass. No, obviously you need to practice. So one day before the exam, you can pick up some questions in practical areas and solve them. And after exam, please do not discuss solution with friends, especially like any paper for that matter. In, like, for example, in FR, your friend would have got a profit of 1,50,000. Your other friend would have got profit of 1,65,000 because 15,000 some adjustment you would have taken. You would have got loss of 4,67,683 rupees, right? And then full tension, then gone. Next exam gone. So please do not do that. Practice writing for the practical papers here and there, whichever those adjustments that you have made. And do not think that reading time is a waste. Do not waste those 15 minutes. Very, very important. Half the analysis happens that time only. Do not overthink about how much marks you're gonna get, how much marks you have written, all those things. And please avoid being late for the examination hall. It adds to the tension. Please go early. Even 1 hour early, if you go, it's fine. And I told you about the desk, etc. Do not waste time on one particular question. If you are unable to solve it, move on to the next one. If you're stuck at any question, move on to the next one. Write in the order that you know best. First question will be compulsory, then you'll have to choose remaining choices. You cannot write all the questions and say correct any 5. We are not Rajnikant, right? So that's how it is. You cannot do all these things. You will clear, I know for sure, right? 8 papers into 3 hours, 24 hours will decide our future. So use it wisely, my friends. Use them wisely. I wish you all the very best. Love you all. If there's any issue, you can text me on my CAPJ virtual group. Okay. Take care. All the best. Love you all. Do well, guys. You're gonna rock it. I know it. Cheers.